So as I mentioned, I just finished up with my design. As you can see, I've changed it around quite a bit, added in quite a few more things. So even as I started getting into it, I started playing with it quite a bit. So again, you're really going to want to limit the students and let them know that they only have a set amount of time. And you probably don't want them to get too detailed unless it's an older grade, in which case you can have them find the area, the perimeter of each individual room. Um, so now we have our finished house. Again, we can see it in 3D view. So we can see the outside area there with the pool. You could have students find the area of the pool. You could have them find the area of the patio or even the yard. We have the inside. What I like about this, I know with my sixth graders, they should be able to find the area of a regular room. So like the bedroom here, they could definitely use to split up and find the different areas of it. Then we have just a basic living room. We have our kitchen over here. Um, so again, it's just a very engaging project for the students because they get to play around with it and create it, and it's more of a real world situation for them to tie into. So now that we have the finished product, you're going to want the students to be able to actually find the area. So there's a couple things that you can do. First, again, if you go to View and Show Dimensions, you can see the dimensions of all the different areas. Now the only thing is every time you click on the screen those actually disappear. But if you keep it like that just for a moment, you can see all the different dimensions. You can also zoom into each area so that you can see the dimensions a little bit better. So if we see the dimensions here, again you can see the dimensions of the room, with the bold ones being the size of the walls, with the smaller ones being the spaces in between, like the door or the actual door or the windows, etc. So you'd probably want the students just to focus mostly on these main areas out here, the main size of the walls, the length of the walls. So after you have that, you can of course print it out for the students to use so that they have something to work off of. But as most of you probably have blogs and want to be able to use this in a way that you can then later embed and use as a project with the students, what you can do is once you're finished, you can go to File and Save. So, or you can save as. I've already saved all mine, so you can go through, just have the students put in their name, a just short description, um, and then after you save it, it's going to give you either a link, so you can put in a link to these on a blog, but you can also embed them as well. So down here you have your embed code, your HTML code, which you then can just copy and put into a blog post to put onto a wiki to share. What I plan on doing with my students is plan on having them use Google Docs, the spreadsheets, so that they can actually put the area perimeter of each room right in the spreadsheet, so then we can actually embed the spreadsheet into our blog post as well. So we'll have the actual image of this, as well as a spreadsheet to go along with it to show the student work and show what they actually have done. The only thing that I want to caution you about with this when you're embedding is, as you can see, the width of it is 800 pixels. So it's very, very large, and if you try to make it smaller, what it will do is it will put a scroll bar in there, so you'll just have to scroll through, which is fine. You can play with that a little bit. You can play with the size to try and make it fit. I know that most blogs probably have a space of about maybe between 400 and 600 pixels as your main area where you write. So you can play around with the width a little bit, play around with the height, and see what works best for you. So hopefully this gives you an idea. Hopefully you can take this idea and pull off of it, change it around a little bit that best fits something that you're working on in class. Maybe if you're working with the younger class, you could design one as a class and then figure it out. Older students, you of course can let them play around with it on their own and then use what they've designed and what they've created in order to change it around and uh, find the area, the perimeter. Again, the volume if you wanted to have them measure with the ceiling height as well. So thank you for joining, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.